Hey, y'all, happy Wednesday. Make sure that you are changing out your wax on Wednesdays and showing your customers. I used to do my trainings every single Wednesday, and I started getting down on myself because people weren't showing up. People weren't even seeing the information I was giving. So I went and moved everything onto YouTube. And then from there was no accountability for me. There was nobody asking, are we doing a training tonight? Are we working the Wednesday? Are we doing the things? And it became easier for my excuses to overcome my whys. And as I started thinking about, like, why are they wanting, why are they not wanting to do this? Why are they not wanting to do this? Well, why do I not want to do things? There's so many things in our business that we're able to find excuses for. And when you get to that point, there's things that you need to tell yourself or ask yourself, or maybe this is a good training for you to be able to help your teamies and have them look outside of what they're doing. Sometimes when we have the excuse, or if someone's giving you the excuse, instead of telling them the things to do, maybe we should ask them more questions. I'm going to give you kind of the top 2 or 3 things that I get on brand new teamies or someone who's restarted. And then I'm going to kind of go over the main, like after someone's in their business and they're having struggles, there's top 10 of those. So the first thing that I get whenever people get started, no one wants to buy. No one wants to buy. It's always about no one ever wants to buy. Well, there's a couple things that you have to dive into that. What do you mean no one wants to buy? I have people buying. People are buying Scentsy every single day. It's a huge worldwide corporation. If no one was buying, we wouldn't be here. So what do you mean by no one wants to buy? Then the thing is that, well, sorry, I have a couple of notes up here, is that I asked somebody and they said no. Okay, what did they say? They just said no. What was the question you asked? How did you ask them? Did you just say, want to buy Scentsy? Well, that's a very yes and no question. No. If you start with something small and simple and you build into that conversation, it is not a want to buy Scentsy today? Want to buy Scentsy today? You don't want to be that person, because what happens when you become that person is that people just stop responding. They stop wanting to interact with you. You have to build that conversation. You have to build that trust. If someone is reacting or commenting on one of your pictures of something that you're doing or something that you're showing, and they're showing interest, the question is, or I guess the message would be that you would send is like, hey, thank you so much for responding, or thank you so much for reacting to that post. Did you like the warmer that was in there? What did you like about it? There's so many different ways to do it. And some of it's going to sound very business. Some of it's going to be casual. If my best friend commented on one of my pictures, I was like, oh my God, I love it. I'm going to send to her like, oh my God, girl, so do I. I can't wait to get it. I'm going to be placing my order soon. And then there's a way to follow that up in the same comment or wait for them to respond. So building that small little steps. And this is not something that is easy. It's not something that is new. It's not something that you can't learn. So no one wants to buy. Well, who are you asking? How are you asking? When are you asking? Why are you asking? The who, what, where, when, why goes very well with a lot of these questions. No one is buying. Who's not buying? What are you asking? Where are you having the conversations? When are you having those conversations? Why are you having those conversations? So who, what, where, when, why. You can always use that to any one of your questions to answer your question. Okay? So, or your statement. Yeah. I think it's a statement. So the next thing is, okay, so no one wants to buy, and then no one wants to join. You have someone who's been in for a little bit and has started to build their business, and they want to grow a team. Either it's for the incentive, or they're wanting to learn how to do leadership, or maybe they are a leader, but they're just trying to get their their foot in the door to get moving on their business. No one wants to join. Who doesn't want to join? What are you saying to them? Where are you having the conversation? When are you having the conversation? And why are you having the conversation? Asking those questions. No one wants to join. Well, are you in the right spot to join? Like maybe your why. Maybe your why isn't something that connects with them. Maybe the reason what they need is more of a community and you're talking about money. Maybe you're sending them a message and it happens to be at 9 o'clock at night and they're putting the kids to bed, or they're getting them out of the bath, or they're getting them ready for school the next day. Maybe when you're asking is not convenient and then they forget. Where? Like maybe they're not on Facebook very often. Maybe you're only sending Facebook messages out to your people and they're not on Facebook except for once a week. So they don't see that message and you've already moved on and you're like, oh, nobody wants to buy because that one person that you sent that message to isn't on Facebook yet. Or maybe the only reason they hopped on Facebook, it shows that they're online, but they didn't see your message. So give people the benefit of the doubt. If you're really wanting to have that one-on-one conversation, that connection of growing a relationship, you need to take a step further than just sending a want to join, want to start. What would you think about? Finding your words and your terminology will take practice. The first time that you ever tried tying your shoe, you were not successful. Your parents or your teacher or somebody else taught you how to tie your shoe. And it took multiple tries. It didn't just happen right away. It didn't just instantly be perfect. You didn't have the double bow and the double knot and everything stayed great and your shoelaces never came undone or never got knotted. It's a process to learn. The first one is to make that first loop. And sometimes the loop isn't big enough, or sometimes it's too big. And then when you go to wrap the other one around, you wrapped it around, but it doesn't quite go all the way around because your shoelaces aren't the same length, or you didn't get it around the right way, or when you went to go push it through the hole, it fell apart because you weren't holding it tight enough. There's so many different little steps that you have to do to go through tying your shoe. And it's the same with your Scentsy business. It's not just posting and praying. It's not posting one picture one time, one day a week in one place and hoping and praying that everybody's going to buy and you're just going to sit back and not have to do anything else. It's not going to be that easy, because anything that's worth it is not easy. If it's worth it, it's going to be worth the work. It's going to be worth the heart. When you stop and you look at why are you doing this? What was your reason to join? What was your reason that you signed up? You signed up to be a business owner. You signed up to start a business. You went on the route of direct sales. Scentsy is a direct selling company. We are part of the DSA, which is the Direct Selling Association. It is a way to start growing and growing a business and having income without having to actually start a brick and mortar store. I mean, one day you need to just look up and see how much it costs to start a brick and mortar store, and how much it takes to get inventory, and how much it takes for not only your lease or your rental, the insurance, the electricity, the utilities. All of that stuff goes into a huge bundle to start a brick and mortar business. With Scentsy, the only thing that you're paying for is your website after your first 3 months. That's the only thing that you have to pay for, is the website. Now, the other things that you can invest in your business would be those perks as a consultant, early access to be able to sample out stuff for your customers, the scent and warmer of the month so you can show your customers what is coming to you or what is going to be available the next month. Having a Scentsy club, something that is processed every month or every other month or every 3 months, so you understand the process to help your customers. There's so many different things that you can invest in. But one post one time on one platform, it's not going to get you the sales for you to sit back and do nothing. And the way that Scentsy has set up our business is that you can't just sit back and do nothing and get a paycheck. You actually have to do something as a leader, as someone who has people on your team. The only way that you get paid for your team is to have a minimum of 500 PRV in 1 month. That's just the start. So when you are looking at these different excuses, if you're looking at your team and what excuses they're giving, and you're trying to figure out how to help them, have them answer the question themselves. No one wants to join. Who, what, where, when, why. Who, what, where, when, why. That breaks down every single one of those statements that you can ask them when they give you the excuses. And I'm sorry, the excuses, well, I'm not going to say the saying that I normally say, but excuses, they're your reason to not have to do it. That's the excuse. The excuse is you don't want to do it, so you're finding the reason why. Because you need to find a why that is more important or is stronger or bigger than your excuse. For me, this business means so much. I found Scentsy at a time during COVID that I lost my job. My husband was getting hours, but it wasn't like we were getting them before. The money in the household has gone down. Now, since 2020, it's been I say 3 years. It feels like it's been forever. A lot of stuff have changed. I've had a lot of day jobs. Scentsy is still my full-time job, but my day jobs, the other jobs that I have while I'm building my business, have come and gone. And for me, that's very scary. But I know and I trust the process with Scentsy, but it's not easy in the beginning. You have to learn all the steps. You have to learn every single thing. There's trainings. So when your excuse is that, well, I didn't know that. Well, have you looked into some of the trainings? Scentsy provides tons of trainings. And maybe when you watch the Scentsy videos, they're not quite getting to you. Like they're not quite hitting that like aha moment when you watch them. That's okay. There are tons of leaders that are here on YouTube that do trainings on different topics, different situations, scenarios. So those are the first couple of questions or statements that I get from new teamies is that no one wants to join, no one wants to buy. Now, the other one I didn't really state is that no one wants to party. Excuse me, no one wants to party. Well, partying, I think, is overrated because no one wants to party. We partied everybody out in 2020 and 2021 and a little bit of 2022. So finding a new avenue of the party. No one wants to be invited to a party. So you need to find something that works for you. For me, Facebook parties have never been my jam. They ain't even been my peanut butter. They ain't even been on my toast. Like, it's not something that I like doing. I am not very energetic. I try as hard as I can. I even created some videos so that I could upload them to the video because it's very hard for me to fake the excitement. I don't like doing Facebook parties. But at the same time, is that when you call them a Facebook party, it gives that connotation that they have to do something. And you want interaction, right? You want them to respond to posts. You want to be able to do this. You want to be able to do that. You want to be able to do this. But then you have to like, okay, so going back to the whole thing is that it's getting to that point, right? So no one wants to party. There are people, when you ask them, or if you're in the, not ask, if you're in the conversation about a certain warmer or a bundle or something that's coming up to be released, and they're like, man, I really wish I could afford that. If you have enough time and it's something that's going to be coming out later, then they can open up a rewards link. Rewards link, my shopping links, those are my jam. It's something that an individual opens up, and they have open for about 3 months, and they can accumulate the rewards. So when they're placing the order for this thing that's releasing out, or if they have a friend place an order for the thing coming out, they can start accumulating the rewards. So I don't hear a lot from no one wants to party, because it's not something that I push, but that's just me. Everybody is in a different spot in their business. So I do want to go over the top 10 things that after someone has started in their business, that is their excuse on why they don't continue with their business. These are like the top 10 excuses. And guys, I'm sorry, but these are excuses because there's always a way around it. So the first one that I always get is lack of time. I don't have time. I haven't had time to look at that training. I haven't had time to go into my workstation. Oh, I haven't had time because I am so busy. I'm so busy. Listen, if you're too busy to even take one step, why am I carrying you? And that's the truth. If you don't have time to watch the trainings, you do not have time to go through your consultant hand guide. If you don't have time for your business, then why am I taking out time to help you along every single thing that's in those trainings and in that information? Now, if it's one of those that you couldn't get through the video, or you couldn't quite get, the point of it, that's a totally different conversation. That's not about time. That's about comprehension. And that's something that can be helped. We can find someone else to word it. We can have another way to word it. But lack of time. You don't have time. I don't have time. So prioritize. Schedule that you have to watch a video for 10 minutes every morning. And you're going to get up 15 minutes earlier. I say 15 minutes because that way it gets you the 5 minutes to wake up and you watch that video. And then you start your normal day. Oh, you can't get up early. I love that. Well, I can't get up early. Okay. Well, how about 10 minutes after the kids go to bed? You set them down. You go into your quiet place because the kids are already asleep. They're already in bed, and you watch the video for 10 minutes. Now, I'm not saying find a 3-hour-long video. I'm saying find some of the videos that have the smaller trainings. Scentsy's videos are not very long. They're on your workstation. They're under training. So that's with lack of time. Number 2, no experience. I don't know what to do. Well, I didn't either. Like, nobody knows what to do if you don't know what to do. So, and honestly, the best thing is that when they say, I'm not a salesman, that's, I think, is more the no experience. I'm not a salesman. Well, great. I love that you wouldn't be a salesman, because I'm not a salesman. I'm a shareman. I'm a share person. Yeah, maybe it's salesperson. Sorry, let's just make it a salesperson. I'm not a salesperson. I'm a share person. I don't sell it. I share what I use. I share what I do. I share what I love. I share everything that makes me happy. That's all you have to do. Social media is about like sharing, not selling. If social media was just about selling, it would be like Amazon, where all you have to do is scroll through and just pick, and you move on. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok is about sharing your experiences, sharing your loves, sharing your hobbies, sharing your interests. It's all about sharing. So why would you think that I want a salesman? Oops, I forgot to turn this down. Better turn this down pretty quick. There we go. So why would I don't want a salesperson. I want a share person. I want someone who is willing to share what they're doing with Scentsy and how they like it. And if they don't like a scent, I want them to be honest about it. So the next one is fear of rejection. What if people quit being my friend? Guys, I'm going to give you the hard, cold truth. If they were your friends, they wouldn't care. And the ones that care, hold on, how's that saying go? Hold on, let me say it's like um the ones who care, oh, if they care too much, then they're your friends. And the ones that are your friends aren't going to care if you post. So what's the fear of it? What's the fear? If your best friend hated everything about that and was not supportive and cut you down and just sat there and ripped into you because you started your own business because you wanted some money to be able to XYZ, like you wanted money to be able to go get your nails done, or you wanted money to be able to buy extra groceries, or maybe when you buy groceries, you actually can get the store brand and not the off brand, and they're cutting you down and they're telling you that it's a horrible idea. Why is that a friend? Now, at the other aspect is that I don't expect any of my friends to buy. I don't expect them to spend money with me at all. Like, I'm okay. If they say no, I'm like, cool. Just know that I do it. You just let me know when you're ready, because I'll be right here. And I do that with my friends. I'm like, it's all right, but you can share. You can share my posts. Anything that's on my public place, you can share it. That's for free. That takes you 30, that doesn't even take you, that takes you 5 seconds. 5 seconds to share my business. You don't even have to type anything. You can just share my post. You can share my video. You can share my reel. It is not all about like, ooh, you need to get all my sales. No, share me. React. You can like, love, like laugh at it. You can even be angry or wow about my post. You can comment on there, way to go, girl. Great job. Whoop, whoop. Like you can get all excited for me. That takes nothing. That's free. You don't have to buy anything from me, but you can support me. And I will tell you this, your customers will become your friends faster than your friends will become your customers. So get that like in your head now. Honestly, get that in your head. Okay, so I don't even know where I was at. Fear of rejection. That's where I was at. Fear of rejection. Guess what? It's going to happen. It's going to happen in any job that you ever go to, any job that you ever have, any business you'll ever have. You'll always have that fear of rejection. You know why? Because someone told you at one point in your life that you weren't good enough. And guess what? You took the step and you aren't good enough. You're here. You're taking a training. You got this. You got this. Insufficient training. Oh, this works so good. Number 4, insufficient training. Let's see. Learning never stops. Yes. Okay. So learning never stops. Guess what? I've been in for 3 years. I signed up in May of 2020. This is now October of 2023. And guess what? I still do trainings. I still watch videos. I rewatch some videos. I watch new people that are coming out. I find information, but I love information. I love watching videos. I love informative videos. I love tips and tricks videos. I love the crazy videos, but I love to learn. I love to have that knowledge. Some of it may be useless. That's what my husband says sometimes. That's kind of useless. Well, that's what I got. That's what I got in my brain. On this insufficient training, or there's no training, there's always training through Scentsy. They have trainings every Tuesdays. They have trainings on Thursdays. They have monthly trainings. That's our end of the month. You can sign up for other trainings. You can go through past trainings. It's all in the trainings tab. I mean, they made it really easy to find it. Workstation, training, videos. You can find everything there. If those don't appeal to you and you need something that is easier to access, YouTube, Scentsy, training. Facebook, Scentsy, training. You can literally search those. YouTube, Facebook, training. I mean, like Scentsy training. Or maybe it's about something particular. You can find a training for anything. That's probably how you found this video here, was searching for a training. So you can find trainings. Number 5, lack of support. This one's kind of hard for me to really dive deep into because I haven't had lack of support. But I haven't had great support. Like, come on, let's do this. I have support. Like, my family knows that I sell Scentsy. My family knows that I'm going to talk Scentsy. My family knows that my life revolves around Scentsy and what I'm doing for Scentsy whenever I am not working my other job. They know that. They understand that. But they're not like, hey, what can I help you with? What can I do for you? So your lack of support is going to be varied between different things. So lack of support. If you are with someone who does not want you to do this, why are they stopping you? Now, could be, and this is going to have one of those self-checks, is that, are you a habitual joiner for all these businesses? Are you trying to run 5 different businesses right now? 5 different businesses? How? I can't even have 5 text messages going, or 5 text messaging people, like, or 5 messages going on with 5 different people at one time. How would I do 5 different businesses? So you have to think about that. Now, are you just one that you want to sign up and you want to do this, but and then you like lose, you lose your inspiration or your motivation. And you're like, I'm just done. Are you a quitter? Maybe that's what it is that you're just a quitter and you just keep quitting all this other stuff. And that's why they're not supporting you. Now, some people, and I'm not saying this is for everybody, but some people, your support could be that they're just not supportive. And my honest truth, that's something that's in the relationship that doesn't have anything to do with your business. If your significant other does not support the things you do, okay, well, I don't want to get too deep into that. Find people that will support you. Let's say it that way. If you don't have support at home, find people that will support you. Find the tribe, find the community, find the like your tribe, your squad, however you want to call it. I found some of my best friends at one of the events. It was amazing. They're not even in my team, my lineage. They're nowhere around me. They actually don't even live near me. And those are my tribe. Those are my people. Whenever I'm down on myself, they're the ones who are like, let's go, girl, fix that crown. Come on, let's get this. And those are the people that you need. So if you don't have that support at home or in your family, then that's okay. You can still do this business. You just got to find your cheerleaders, your picker-uppers whenever you fall down. The ones that sit there and give you the motivation to get up and do something. All right, next one, market saturation. This cracks me up every time whenever I hear this. Market saturation. I know 50 consultants near me. Really? Let's look online. I'm going to look online and I'm going to see how many people are in your area that are actually consultants. I look by zip code. I can tell how many people are in a zip code and how many people are doing Scentsy. I'm going to look. I can see it. I can do it. I got it. There's not a saturation. There are tons and tons of people that are buying Scentsy. There's tons and tons of consultants that try it for a week, a month, and maybe 2 months and then stop, or they do it for 6 months and then they stop, or they start for a year and then they stop. Guys, the market saturation is not as bad as you think, only because there's people that are not working their business. There's people that are not doing customer service for their customers. They're not following up. They're not checking in with them. They're not getting them what they need. That's why most of the time when you get new customers, like, I've been looking for a Scentsy consultant, mine quit. Mine stopped selling it. Mine doesn't return my messages. Like, that is why there is not a market saturation in Scentsy. Not enough money. Okay, not enough money. For what? Your website? Okay, well, break down how much your website is. Break down your commission. How much do you need to sell to pay off the website? Because that website works for you 24/7. You don't have enough money? Earn it. Sell something. Share what you're doing. Share what you have. Share what you love. If you want more, then that's when you have to start working in more of the social selling and social sharing. I did say selling. Yes, I did say selling, because in a way, if you share enough, you're going to have those selling conversations, but it's not about just selling. I'm not a salesman. I'm a share person. The next thing, laziness or procrastination. Yep. I can't motivate you. I can't make you get up. I can't make you do it. I can't make you watch it. I can't make you type it, print it, post it, take the pictures. I can't make you do anything. Procrastination and just not doing it and having no excuse other than, I just didn't do it. I don't know what fix for that is other than a change in the mindset. It's telling yourself, I'm going to complete small tasks every single day. If you follow that, my gosh, I'm just being lazy. Like I'm just procrastinating it. Sometimes you just have to do it then, no matter what. Like I could have stopped and been like, nope, I don't have my hair done, my face done. I'm actually in my cleaning clothes. I'm working my other job. I'll just do it later and 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 do it later. And then it never gets done. Or then I give myself the excuse that it's okay that I didn't get done. Oh, it's okay. I'll do it later. Oh, it really doesn't need to be done this month. It can be done next month. It's okay. You just have to learn how to stay motivated. And that goes back to your support, your tribe, your squad, the people that pep you up, the ones that get you going, the cheerleaders in your life. External circumstances, life happens. You're right. Life happens. You could have a death in the family. You could have a sickness, an illness that comes through your family or with yourself. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't stop. I'm not saying that, oh, you need to just push through. But how much do you want this business? Now, if you're on your deathbed, I'm not going to tell you that you need to continue with your business. But there are things and times that you can still push through. And you can still do other things. And I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm not saying that it wouldn't overwhelm you and overtake you with something happening with a death in the family or a family sickness or something else going on. For me, every time that I've had something major go on, I pushed through because I needed something to focus on that was positive. It wasn't like I wasn't thinking about what was going on, but I had to keep my focus on going here. Because if I didn't stay and do my business, then I wouldn't have the availability to be here. So it is a balancing act. It is learning to when it's a priority over here to be a priority over here. Inconsistent effort. Guys, almost every video that I do training on consistency is key. It doesn't matter what you do, you've got to do consistency. And if you remember the beginning of this video, I know it's been a while, but the beginning of this video, I was not being consistent. And I wondered why my team wasn't being consistent either. You have to show up. You have to be consistent in your business. You need to show up every day. Now, I do show up every day. I do get on social media. I do my lives. I just haven't done my training for my team in a while. So my consistency for me and the accountability for me is to do my trainings again every single week and start getting back into that habit. And it takes so many times. I think it's 21 times to create a habit. 21 times to create a habit. And it only takes 3 times of not doing it to break the habit. Just think about that. Think about that. You can go 21 days with consistency, but you wait 3 days and you're done. And you have to start all over again. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you got a little bit of an aha. Please make sure to drop down a comment of what did you get from today's training? What did you have an aha moment? Was there something that really stuck out that I said, or maybe something that you need elaborated on, or maybe something that you've been thinking about, or maybe a question of when they say this, what do I say? I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Drop them down below, but make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to my channel to continue getting content of little how-tos, tidbits here and there of whatever just tickles my fancy. So that's what I got for you guys today. I love you all. I hope you have a blessed day. Again, I am Cassie Bollinger, team #NoLimits, y'all. You have an amazing day. And guys, there are no limits. You are strong, you are worthy, and you are important.